You may have seen some nice progress in other areas of your body, maybe in your chest, maybe in your arms. You've seen some nice growth, but you're frustrated because you haven't quite seen the results you want when it comes to building your shoulders. Right now, there are 3 reasons that your shoulders won't grow. If you fix these areas, you can get those nice round shoulders that you want and start to see some progress. Make sure you stay until the last tip, because for me, number 3 is my favorite. The first reason your shoulders won't grow is exercise selection. You aren't performing the most optimal exercises for building muscle. Now, although every single exercise has its place in somebody's program at some point down the line, there are clear exercises for the shoulders that just produce the most results. The most important shoulder exercise you can do is the overhead dumbbell press. You can also do a military press, that's just with a barbell. It's the same exercise, just with a barbell instead of dumbbells. The reason this exercise is the best exercise is because it's a compound movement. A compound movement uses multiple muscle groups at one time. So for example, with this exercise, we're working the shoulders, we're working the triceps. When we're just performing one exercise but working multiple muscle groups, that's going to send a muscle building signal to the body, allowing us to build more size quicker. Another reason I love this exercise is because you can go as light or as heavy as you want. It's safe to go as heavy as you like on this exercise as long as your form is correct.
Easy to the chest and wow, no legs at all.
The second shoulder exercise you should have in rotation with your program is the dumbbell side lateral raises. The reason this is a great exercise is because it gives you that wider look. It works the side deltoid, and if you have that illusion of having wider shoulders and a smaller waist, that's what creates that V taper and that desired look. When it comes to this exercise, I do not recommend going heavy. It's the easy way to destroy your shoulders. But if you're working in the 8 to 12 rep range, even all the way up to 15 reps with this exercise, in my opinion, is the best way to build the most muscle with this exercise. The second reason your shoulders won't grow is because you're so tense in the traps behind here. You're squeezing your traps like this. When you do have those traps squeezed and you're all up here, you're taking all of the work away from the shoulders. So you're not actually targeting the muscle group that we want to target. Before you even touch the weights, before you even think about touching any weight, you need to set yourself up for success before you lift that weight. So before you do, let's say, an overhead dumbbell press, set yourself up, just relax those shoulders, make sure you feel loose. If you're up here like this, make sure you just disengage those traps, make sure your shoulders feel nice and loose, and just feel it out. Make sure you feel comfortable, make sure those shoulders are down, they're back, they're loose, they're not tense, and then when you go into your press, you can make sure that you're working the shoulder in its entirety. The third reason your shoulders won't grow, and as I promised, in my opinion, the most important reason, is because you do not train your rear deltoid, or you do not train it correctly or frequently enough. When it comes to the shoulders, we have 3 heads. We have the front head, we have the side head, and we have the rear head, the rear deltoid. And what a lot of guys do is they're doing a lot of bench press, they're working the front deltoid, we're pressing all the time, we're working chest, we're working the front deltoid. We do a lot of overhead pressing, so we're working the front again, we're working a little bit of the side, and we do side lateral raises, so we're working the side, but we're not working the rear deltoid. And what gives you that 3D look in your shoulders, that makes your shoulders actually pop and stand out and look bigger, is when you've developed all 3 heads. You can have big front deltoids, big side deltoids, and if you don't develop the rear deltoids, it looks flat. If you have a flat rear deltoid, it does not give you that 3D look. There are a few great exercises for this. A good one to start with is bent over lateral raises. That's going to work the rear delt. Make sure you lift light weights, feel the rear delt. It's only a very small muscle. Get a burn in that rear delt, slow the exercise down, squeeze that muscle, really feel that muscle, and once you get consistent with this, you will definitely see a big difference in how your shoulders look. The video that's on screen right now is the video I want you guys to go and watch next, and that is how teens can get in killer shape. It doesn't have to be for teens, but if you're a younger guy and you want to learn how to get in shape, that video is going to give you a good idea of where to start and give you some good information.